urge us all to step away from disposing of stuff and throwaway culture. There was bicycles, there was moving towards sustainable, reusable things. But look, this Saturday the Hub will pull the shutters down for the last time. So what does that mean for the current work and indeed the future of zero waste as a hub? Delighted to be joined from the group by Conal Morrison and Maeve Leahy. Good to see you both.
Hello, good to see you. Good to be on.
Nice to have you both here.
Thanks.
What's the story, Maeve? Why are you closing? What's the strategy here?
Oh, well, it's actually fantastic news. It's because the hub was so wonderful, actually, for us. It was like an incubator, basically, for all these projects came out of it. Northwest BAPS, Little Footprints, the Toy Library, the Nappy Library. Then we've basically outgrown the hub. So it was actually wonderful, a place for all of these and for people to meet.
Friendly
space.
Yes.
You know, a couple of the projects have got so big, they're going off to set up a community interest company. And we're like, what will we do next? And we had a meeting, or, you know, how do things fit in? And all of a sudden, we just realised we need to have a little bit of reflection time. And all of the projects will continue on, you know, sometimes out of someone's house, or the shops will go to fairs and festivals.
We've always been working outside of the hub anyway, in markets and with other organisations and in other venues. And
are rents and rates high in that wee street?
They are.
Yeah, rents and rates are high, but it's a lovely community. The shout out to Paddy next door, the barber, who was looking after the keys for us and helping shorter people.
Because I can't reach.
But
amazing.
We're an entirely volunteer organisation, and we're doing kind of community type work, and we think there's a community space for us out there. Maybe we don't know where it is yet.
Maybe somebody's listening.
Right,
there's an iron in the fire, isn't there?
Exactly.
But we don't know.
We can't talk about that. But
we don't know if that's going to go.
Yeah,
ahead
maybe
yet.
somebody's listening, Mark. It's just fantastic to get the opportunity to come on and talk about it.
This is going to sound. I'm going to sound like an absolute idiot if I've got this completely wrong. Have I just had a flashback of you doing the Clipper?
That's right, Mark.
You were on the Clipper.
That's right.
I reckon. I remember the rusty kind of photograph of you all, you know, looking all seaworthy and all that.
Yeah.
Goodness, Conal.
That's it. Yeah. So,
but I mean, I bet you that informs a person's life when you see what you see at sea and going around the whole planet.
Absolutely. I'm, very privileged to get done the Clipper, and it's just a fantastic thing. But I've seen the world actually.
Yeah, literally.
And I love Derry. I love my home place, and
but there's pollution and stuff on the green.
We only have one home. Yeah, we only have one home, and we need to look after it. And I was drawn to zero waste without knowing anybody there, and it's just such a fantastic community. That little sofa at the back of the hub, and sharing a fair trade tea or coffee, or somebody's baked goods and stuff, and so many relationships are built up. It's fantastic.
It really is about the people, when we strengthen our relationships, and it's not just about what we're doing, because climate change is scary, and we often put it to the back of our minds, but actually if we actually face the challenge together, it's actually the coming together that.
Are you encouraged? Sometimes I get really discouraged in terms of the state of the place and how
we all do. I don't think there's a person alive that isn't affected. It's in the news daily. And so if we face it, and I leave the meetings with a skip in my step, and
you often come a little bit down or drained, but to share your feelings and thoughts with like-minded people is fantastic.
We were looking at Lough Neagh, not to be on a downer, but I was looking at the Lough Neagh thing, and it looks as though a lot of that toxins, it's not just the warming, but it's also, years of neglect of the loch. And you can't swim in it in the ban anymore. The fella's closed his business down, 10 staff gone for, they can't let his clients into the river anymore. That's unbelievable.
We have to take responsibility. I mean, people have power. People think, the politicians aren't doing their jobs, but we all have
absolutely
something in us, that we can let out. So, we can turn on a tap. We can help other people turn on the tap.
Turn off the tap, rather, do you mean?
No, turn on the tap of energy.
I see. Yeah. Different tap.
Like, it's like, you have to feel your emotions. You can't run away from things. And this isn't going to go away. Climate change isn't going to go away. So what can we do?
What can we do? You tell me.
What we can do first
there's
is
so
talk
much-
about
I think we think
First thing is talk about it.
as long well exactly in
Yeah.
times like this we think I do the bins properly so I'm grand, and I don't but I
We
sometimes
could
go
do so much together when
Aye.
we come together. I mean, we've got projects like the toy library is fantastic for parents. I mean, not just does it save parents money, it saves stress. The kid is get a new toy every week, but they don't have that huge glut of toys, going on.
so you're playing with that this week and then we'll get that next week kind of thing.
Exactly.
It's
They get a new
brilliant.
toy every week, and then they don't have all that build of,
Strewn over the carpet,
exactly, or the big
300
toy
toys.
taking up space, or and the expense of it, and
Yeah.
but there's so many ways to do things that when we come together, each of us, the taxi driver here, a shout out to Martin at M&M on
he say?
the way here, he had a great idea that the council, the government should make the taxis electric, and I was like, that's a brilliant idea, and come join Zero Waste Northwest. That's something, a project you could lead on.
The
If
buses
anybody
went,
has
well,
an
most of
idea.
our buses went electric this week in the Derry City Strabane, one of the first fleets to
Right.
be going electric. So
Right,
that's
you can't do it though
encouraging.
without subsidies, without support. We need the government and local government to lead on these things. And
Why do you think we're so slow?
But we are not powerless ourselves.
But why are we so slow? You go to other countries, and I'm banging on about it all the time. You go to Germany and France and Scandinavia and Iceland, these places. These people are generations ahead of us, Conal, and they're thinking in the way they go at life in terms of what Maeve's just been saying there.
Might be
There's just
confidence.
different ways of looking at things. It's almost like, you can be environmentally conscious by turning back the clock, by, wanting less and using less, or use less shop plastic-free stuff. And yeah, like we have leftover trauma, don't we? But we need to feel what we're worth. We need to be able to stand tall and believe in ourselves.
It's almost like
Absolutely.
it's almost like this generation, after all these aeons of existence, we're just catching on to this stuff, Maeve, at the right time when it's becoming too late. Maybe in terms of climate and
I don't
rising-
know. There's so much that feels like we're asking people to. Sometimes it feels like people say, "Well, I did this. We did this. We had milk bottles. We used this, and we used to fix things, and we used to and fantastic,
and they
we
came
want
on
to go-
electric milk fans. That was way ahead.
So we have
Milk floats.
Yeah, but the things that we're doing, we have a climate festival, circular economy fair on the 2nd of September at the Playhouse.
Yeah.
Repair Cafe Foyle has been going. They have a monthly thing. They've taken July and August off, but they'll be back at the end of September. Little Footprints is a parenting group to
We
do
meet
with zero
weekly.
waste. And that wouldn't have happened. A lot of the people are based on the water side there, so that's when Maeve came to
But
Zero Waste.
we're still, we've got links. We're doing it in other places. So just keep an eye on the website.
So it's Zero Waste Northwest isn't going away.
It's
We're not
stronger
going-
The hub
than
is
ever.
changing. Yeah.
It's just literally the hub, because we're not a business. The people think, oh, it's a shop. It's not a shop. It was a place for generating ideas. It was a hub.
How did you pay the rent then? If you're
Well-
not making money.
Well,
There was a donor, and I don't know who
Very
it
good.
was, paid a year, and then we
Wow.
did a bit of fundraising and crowdfunding. But then we realised, God, we shouldn't be putting all our energy into
yes.
looking for money for this. We should be putting energy into the project.
Into the work.
Yeah.
I get you. It's remarkable. You're two good souls. You give off great energy. You two.
Well, it's. Can I just say it's a
course.
movement? I had this brainwave at the.
Are you
going to
read that?
I'm going to read
look
this
at
out.
that.
This is what I wrote at 2 a.m. Zero waste is a movement in this throwaway culture where we treat precious resources. In this throwaway culture, we treat precious resources as waste, and we treat people in a similar, transactional way. We juice them for all their work, as we do to teachers, health workers, shop workers, everybody. This is so zero waste. We kind of turn it on its head, and we're about valuing not just our resources that we think of as waste, but each other. It's about treating each other in a different way and valuing each other's gifts and respecting each other's boundaries around workload. So we had these agreements in the hub. We wanted to do things differently, the how that we do things. So
Well, listen, make a deal. When you get the next chapter, and that can be revealed, you come back in and see us.
Absolutely.
And we'll talk about it again.
Thank you so much.
You're a breath of fresh air, the pair of you. Thank you so much. And I'm so glad you were on the Clipper, Connell, because I would have looked like an absolute idiot if I was going, you know.
Well remembered.
Well, I just had to ask you that. But look, thank you both for being here, folks. That's Maeve Leahy and Connell Morrison from the Zero Waste Northwest. So the wee hub will close, but the new chapters will open thereafter. Very good. Right, the time is 8 minutes to 1.
He's a room.